It's that time of year again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ASL 2026. To quote my favorite superhero Gambit, you know how long I've been waiting for this? Ooh, these kids about to make a name for themselves. AR joined once again, as always, by the beautiful, the handsome Ultradus.
I love it, AR. I'm here for it. Schools League is back. There's more on the line than ever. ASL is a proven testing ground for the best players in the country, and we've seen names arrive season after season. This is it, AR. The third LAN up for grabs at the end of July. Scholarships to NWU. There's never been a better time to be a gamer at the high school level. I mean, even at the primary school level, people starting to enter these tournaments. This is Fortnite. We have Wednesday, 2 lobbies up for grabs. And this is the beginning of a big season.
Oh, absolutely. We say it every single year, but it never loses its meaning. The mega stars in the making, the future of esports, live in front of your very eyes. We get to witness now every single year, not just through these lobbies, but like you said, that LAN in July, we get to witness these players in person. I mean, last year at AGC, I got to meet some of the schools, and it was heartbreaking because it was their final year for many of the students, but that just leads up the next future that we're going to see in this year.
I think that's one of the big things about it being a school league. People matriculate, people leave. At the end of the day, the teams are constantly shifting and changing. But we've definitely seen a pedigree coming out of some of the schools. You know, the people like Porus Gymnasium, Da Anka, Oorsmoed, Edgemead. These are the schools that consistently just breathe life into their school, into their esports programs. They back their kids, and they end up showing up time after time, and they've all signed up again for this year. So I'm very interested as to who the new blood are, which are the teams that have done so well, like the Anka, like 2 years in a row, finalists. And are they still going to be as strong and as indomitable? Because when a team really takes over, we get to see them from the beginning like this, right? Week number 1 sets up the beginning of the story. Everyone's figuring it out, and maybe some new inclusions in the first test for many.
No, absolutely. And speaking of the Anka, that was one of the teams that I actually got to interview and talk to behind the scenes of AGC. And they said that they're looking for more domination as the years come. They're going to prove that the Anka will always be strong no matter how many players move on from the high school and join in. They're looking to be the most dominant name over in ASL lobby. So I'm excited to see exactly how that goes. But like you said, that LAN happening in July. I mean, it's so sought after for many students. We say this every single year. It's their first LAN that they'll be competing in, and that's such a massive stepping stone for these players stepping into the future of esports.
And it's an amazing experience. If you manage to qualify for a LAN, just being there on the day, playing in front of those crowds, that's an entire hall. We've only gotten bigger over the 2 years that it's been held. And right now, I mean, there's different sections. There's rooms, just computers stretched out as far as the eye can see. It's an intimidating thing for a teenager to walk into. It's the stuff that you've seen on screens. And guys, if you are planning trips for your own life, just come and watch. If you're in the area, come and watch. The crowds are getting amazing. The vibe around it is great. And it's so good to see so many people coming back to the Twitch chat as well. The fact that there's people excited to be here, being like, I'm first, or it's been so long was my favorite comment. It's been so long. A lot's changed, right? We all got to just shake off those beginning of season jitters.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And especially with the updates that Fortnite has, it's about changing the game on its head every single time we seem to sit down in front of this camera, every single time we get on this microphone. Our broadcasts themselves are like, I don't even know what's going on anymore with this game. There's just too much to handle. So I'm so excited to see how this year goes along. Of course, Chapter 7 has just started. That's insane to actually imagine. 7 different chapters of Fortnite, and we're here in the 7th one now to watch these players go ahead and complete. Of course, it's going to be those tournament settings, so if this is your first time watching ASL, there's going to be a little bit of things that aren't in there, like vehicles and such, but nonetheless, it's going to be non-stop action out of the gate. Alt, how many times do we see 1 HP clutches to the final storm shrinking to no safe zone whatsoever, and everyone's still battling it out? What, like 6, 7 teams left over?
Yeah, at least half the lobby left, and you're on your second final zone is madness. And we've seen it, the heal-offs that come out as a result, or the teams that, you know, you got 3v1 situations and one person has stayed alive to the bitter end, but it's a moment, it's a matter of time. And then suddenly it's turned around completely in the most clutch scenarios, the best ways. And I love that you bring out the different seasons that have come out. I mean, last year we saw, what, 4 or 5 different, like, massive updates. Unique characters. If we had to make like a little bingo card, it was like everything from Avatar to Star Wars at every stage. We saw blasters and the removal of ammo to snipers being on every end of the spectrum of you need or you don't touch. And, you know, shotguns consistently good. The different powers, the Olympus update that literally made people gods. This is just some of the stuff that we've seen through it. And so the collabs for Fortnite is one of the big things, and it's the teams that adapt to that seem to thrive. So beginning doesn't always equal end either, but you can see a spark at least.
I mean, I would absolutely love that. That's a great idea. Guys, if you are watching this and you're in the chat, make your own ASL bingos. I would love to see that for these streams, because so much happens within you. And of course, we do this 3 times a week: Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. This is where all the ASL action happens, and you don't want to miss it out. So if you're just here now and like, what's this going on? Well, this happens every week. Be here at 4 p.m. if you want to see the future of esports compete leading up to that LAN later this year.
Yeah. So we got 2 minutes left until the lobby's going to go live. Let's break down, if you guys are literally just joining right now, how does ASL work? Week after week for terms 1 and terms 2, these guys play Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, 2 lobbies a week. They choose their day and they play, joined by whomever else arrives on that day. And they're trying to earn points. You get points for positions and for kills. And AR, we need to break that down because that is a big part of it. Positions and kills. And at the end of the term, we tally it up. At the end of the 2 terms, we start handing out tickets for that ASL LAN, that big event that brings the best from the country to win the big prizes. AR, position and kills, kind of a big deal.
A massive deal, because you'll see players go through and they'll be absolutely dominant in their gunplay, and they'll start racking up those eliminations and racking up those kills. But then you go ahead and look at the facts of there's players and teams that just play positioning and they get more points than those eliminations. So it's that balance that you need to work on, and it's such a nice thing to see these young students, these young players have the know-it-all to balance that out. There are some pro teams that get too aggressive and they throw the game. But we have these young players that know when they need to disengage, when they need to play their life, and when they need to third party when it matters the most to get those eliminations. But Alt, we are here. It is time. 2026 once again in that battle bus.
Oh, the bus is in the air. People are starting to drop, and I'm sure that kill feed gonna start lighting up in a second. I love that you talk about the vision that these guys are starting to have at such a young age. We've also seen pros starting to get involved in the coaching scene, so it's going to be interesting to see how much impact. And when I think of week number 1, I'm thinking of chaos. I'm thinking about the teams that don't know their landing spots. They don't have the full communication. They are not going to be on the same page. Someone's going to make a call and disappear off into their own fights every so often. So I'm looking for a team that works together right now. You can miss a couple of shots, but if you got 2 guys standing next to you, hopefully one of the 3 of you will hit them.
Oh, absolutely. And we start off and everything has changed, like we said, from new weapons to new POIs, an entirely new map. As Rooster dropping over onto that balcony, pistol in hand, now forced to back up, and that's one of the new weapons we see in hand. The double pumps over there. What's better than 1 shotgun, Alt? You mentioned how strong it is? 2 shotguns, 1 in each hand. Let's run it down akimbo style.
Oh, I love that. They could not have made that better in any other meaningful way, because we were already having the 1 taps. Now we did that twice. Oh, that's brilliant. And obviously going to have its drawbacks, but you can see players already starting to preference it. And quite a nice little standoff that we've got over here. As the teams go, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, you will see above some of the teams have their school names. We'll try and translate those as best as we can. But see as Rooster Ross over there, it seems, does not have their team behind them. We can't always keep up with which school is which, but this is such a nice angle. That's huge damage to start this off. Now I'm going to try close the distance and actually going to take it down the counter.
Oh, hit with all hell from that shotgun. And I mean, just before that, moments before that, we saw one of the other new guns, the Deadeye Assault Rifle. And ADSing has been such a massive part recently in Fortnite. The accuracy that you get with high-powered weapons and that precision from the scope. Players are going to be wanting to go for that as well. And if this is your first time watching ASL, please understand that whenever Fortnite updates, something breaks in the spectator tool. So if you're seeing no HUD right now, we're trying to fix it very quickly. We're on the fly trying to get a fix on that, and we do apologize. But Cold Blue Dude right now gonna emote on those kills after using that Flex SMG. A very high rate fire and very good damage output on that gun as well.
I like the time now spent just cleaning up, doing the homework, collecting the materials, getting the meds topped up, and it's kind of taken over Sandy Strip. But it's other than that, across the board, pretty standard. Everyone's spread out. Each standing team is now at least got themselves a little bit of a looting area. Didn't see too much conflict looming over there. But now everything settles towards the mid game as people get caught out on their next rotation.
And look, we're at the POI that's called Wonderland right now. I mean, what's better to have in Fortnite than a full-on amusement park? And this is something that Epic Games and Fortnite does so well. They add these POIs that it's so interesting, especially for us as spectators to witness. But what's even more interesting is seeing that the MK7 is back in game and in the hands of King Tyler over there. It's going to do a massive amount of damage to Toast.
I love that. It's kind of chip damage, worthless damage, drain their resources. And does it again! Oh my goodness, that is a beam in a second. And now he's able to take the high ground. He needed such a clean start to this to be able to close the distance. He's made the opening though. I don't know if it has the team behind them, but King Tyler doing work right now. Mr. Sir Toast and Silent Flame hit the ground. One player left. I'm not sure if it is the teammate. I think it is up here with them. Gonna finish off the kills and confirm it out there. There's a couple of points that we're talking about.
And that's something new that we get to witness here as well, Alt, for the first time ever. In Chapter 7, when you're knocked, you can flop around the island to gain distance. I mean, you saw that.
Yeah, you roll,
right?
Roll.
Yeah, you saw that little back roll. As soon as they went from 6 to 7, and I mean, having that mechanic alone to create distance while you're knocked to get to a reboot van, that's insane. Because I know that in regular pubs, you can go ahead and drive these reboot vans. You can see that there's parking things on the wheels. But like, I'm also pretty sure that in regular pubs, you as a knocked person can get inside the reboot van and revive yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can do that in tournament mode, but we'll hopefully see that as the weeks go along.
I was hearing whispers about it, so it's yet unconfirmed. Twitch chat will let us know, I'm sure. But the ability to roll away. I've seen people like heading towards a river and then floating hundreds of meters away from where the fight was. And you can also buy reboot cards back. So now you just have to get to the reboot van. It's 500 gold. And you can actually just not worry. You can ditch the fight. And as a solo player escaping one of these situations, yeah, you've given up 2 of your party, but you need to get the rest back in. And there's an actual viable recovery mechanic right now. Dodging, diving. We have the fight coming through here. Cold Blue Dude at least has ice in their veins at least. Oh, one shot comes out there. And it is, of course, Almighty himself going to be finishing off that kill.
I mean, someone needs to check on Cold Blue Dude, because homie might actually just be Neo from Matrix. What was that dodging? Yeah. That was insane. 3 people could not hit them at all with all those guns, all those shots. That is absolutely insane. Life now has to go ahead and make his way out, just heal up a bit and try to find a way to reset off of this battle, get teammate back in. But of course, That audio going to be heard of those minis being popped. Walls now going out and just trying to play life as well as you possibly can. But when everyone's gunning your walls down, it's a very slim chance to actually escape that, and Plug in the rest of the squad is going to walk out victorious of that fight.
I like that first idea. Hide behind the tree and make them not know where you are, because you're not getting any distance. They're right on your heels. And then turns and takes the fight, trying to get that early knock to buy themselves the space. Make the other team just take a step back and just get out of there. But the shots didn't connect, and the risky maneuver doesn't pay off. Can't pull off the miraculous play. And this is the thing. At the end of the day, numbers will win fights. We've seen it AR time after time. 3v1 is too late into the fight to reliably win that.
99% of the time, because here at ASL, miracles happen, and we have seen those one-player clutches as Toast gets taken down. And this is, of course, AWAC, games that we've seen before. Mika as well, push for the Dragon here on the tail end as well. And pushing in now after that initial knock. Beautiful shots over on Darth there. And that's going to let them push in with that wingsuit and clean up all this loot. Drop down low, break those walls, trying to get that piece control. Shotgun to the face of the fish. And then you have your teammate in there as well to clean it up. But there's that third party that we always talk about.
Love the instant defensive walls. Gets the space needed for the team. Knows that there's a bunch of loot behind them and they can top off before taking this fight. Buys all the space in the world, and the aggression that carries on. These experienced players go from one fight to the other so seamlessly. They've got the mobility to rotate through the storm right now. Still only small tick damage coming through them. Trying to actually get towards at least safety. Maybe the balloon there. That's another introduction to the game in this season. Teams can actually travel far distances across the map with pretty conspicuous but decent high ground, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Especially if you have those Deadeye assault rifles or the MK7s, you can just beam. I mean, you saw the recoil control from these players already. And here's the Deadeye in Mika's hand, looking for those early shots. No wall on the back of Copy over there is going to start the damage. Cracks the shield right there on that 3-2-1 countdown before the shots. And, I mean, these three players alone right now, we've seen what they've done in the past. These are names that we're always watching in ASL.
I love that. The whole team's still here together. Dragon, AWAC. I love to see when the team is now at their pinnacle. Micah is there as kind of their spear point into the rest of it. And we've seen accuracy from them. We've seen high kills from them before and consistently in these final couple of circles. So it's going to be interesting. The other names I don't recognize who they're up against here. Shrapnel. That's a great name, but in dire situations right now, separated from the team on their own. The rest of the team are going to be coming in now. See right now, Tricks taking a high ground above this. This is actually another whole team. Copy, Plug. This might be the second half of Shrapnel's team coming to join them. Limit Gabe going to be there to reinforce, but changes targets, constantly looking to isolate that solo player. And Tricks just kind of raining damage to wherever it's needed. Going to help here on the ground. Completely traps two there on that side. Waits for the teammates to reinforce.
And that miss going down once more to obscure all the sights and heal up on top of that as well. They've buffed this in its whole new form. You can see even less in the smokes now. And it makes things very disorienting for the other players. Dix peeking through that cone. Looking for the prime opportunity. Plug on this corner, taking some shots, wasting that entire clip. And you saw the opportunity attempted to be taken there by Dix with that shotgun. But that shot just did not connect. And now has to fall back down beneath these cones.
This editing work is so great, though. It's showing vision to me. I need to move to this angle, and they just like phase through their own walls, create them around them, look for the shots again. This one, not a great connection there. Certainly not enough to try and pull this fight back into a salvageable situation. Oh, that's a great shot from above. Trix has been there, controlling the high ground throughout this fight, and now a 2v1. Now they can turn on the pressure. To finish off this kill on All Might on the ground there, and is going to be able to confirm that. Looks to be the end of the fight as Copy now claims the third, I believe.
I mean, it's your favorite line, right? Just they never look up. The horror movie, you never look up, and that's case in point right there. All those loot. There's the purple flex SMG as well getting picked up, and wingsuits now active. Couple crate drops, and we're down to our final few teams over here. You can see spread out in the center zone, southeast. Meanwhile, Josh with that Deadeye gonna try to just beam out the sky, copy building up as quickly as possible. But you also see Mika Dragon and AWAC on the top of the rock alt. What is that angle?
Oh, these are the high ground kings. These are the guys who are always going to be on the mountain where you didn't see them. Absolutely love this textbook behavior coming out. And you can see why. Dragon, I believe, is the guy that we always see with the long distance sniper rifle, the great tracking, and one shot decent in the air, 37 shield down. And I've seen the rotation. That's the big thing. It's going to be almost impossible for any opposition to contest them up here, to build up to this position.
They see everything. Look at the FOV that they have on this map right now. They can look everywhere and anywhere. CBK over there by those buildings. They look out behind them, shots at that tree. How do you even spot that player so far out there? Maybe I'm just getting old and my eyes ain't working, but Dragon's eyes sure as hell are working.
Edge meet high. We need to recognize the score. Another one of the big names. That's AWAC, Dragon, and Micah. This, like we say, kind of experienced players. These guys are going to be kind of the benchmark to anyone else trying to shine up right now. Whoever can contest this team are going to be the guys to watch. Otherwise, going to be able to follow them pretty late into the story, I'm sure. Looking to rotate now. Storm continues to move, and the game carries on. AR. No real kills to speak of for this team, at least.
And they ramp jump pad as well to get further distance over there as they rotate early to the south side of the zone, and every other team gonna have to struggle engaging with everyone else on their way to the safety of that zone. Copy right now, trying to pop those shields, but having to drop down one by one again just to get that mini off. You can see, has that wingsuit as well for rotation, but Storm is coming in, and we know how dangerous the Storm is. That constant third party in every single fight, Alt, and it's looking to be even stronger than what it was before. QM gets absolutely beamed out there. CBK is looking extremely low on health right now.
And that's the big thing. Your damage is going to last. The Storm is chasing you. You've created a ticking clock situation, and being able to take people out from a really nice off angle. You throw the shots and you hope, and over time that starts to tick up. That's great threading down there. You can see Blake willing to take the Storm damage instead of the obvious sight lines of the opposition on high. Now it's up to Andre and the rest of the team to try and rotate into the zone. Timer's up for them as well. There comes a mad scramble towards where we already see Edgemead set up comfortably looking at the edge of the zone.
CBK just barely in on that Storm as well, and I mean, they're just looking to have an opening before they have to move. Mighty Mika aiming down, Deadeye in hand. QM just playing the backline, holding walls and making sure that no one's on the other side, but there's everyone on the other side of that walls. Somehow Trix and Copy still in this, by the way, in the Storm right now, making their way to safety. And of course, their time is ticking away because very soon that Storm's going to be moving again.
Now comes the late game. Everyone started to get their position, build up on the next zone, and throw in damage from a distance. We see here the EXL team, I believe it is. Ezra, Eli's, and Joker's Grin, I think. This is a team that we don't know, but they got a great position, and they're confident enough to take fights.
You can see now, just playing it slow. Dragon, AWAC, Micah just moving early on, looking to gain positioning, and this is what they always do. They gain that early position, they gain that advantage, and you see them playing the far north side of zone 2. They want as much distance between themselves and the opponents because they play long range. That's the most dangerous thing about them. Yes, we've got some high ground builds right now from the team on top, from Joker's Grin and rest of squad. CBK trying to move in, that's going to be a problem for them. But when you have Dragon and the rest of squad that are far north just waiting for you to come to them, that's so scary on its own. Uzumaki managing to dodge every single shot. We might have many Neos in this game, I'll tell you what, Alt.
That was more Captain America with the way those builds were acting as shields, just constantly creating these lovely angles to hold or to get to the next piece of cover. And take 0 damage. Now can turn some back themselves. Duma, the brunt of the one now, tries to make a fleeing escape, but the sights were already trained and hits the deck. Clean execution, tries to roll into the zone. I don't think that's going to save anything, and that's a numbers advantage coming out as the zone continues to shrink. Now we get to the war of attrition, though, AR, because these players who were so aggressive and willing to take shots, build aggressively, your materials are going to run out. Your meds are going to run out. Your ammo's going to run out. Do you have enough for this last push?
That's the thing that we always talk about, the M's, one of those M's being the materials alongside those meds and the mobility. And these players, they may have those wingsuits, but do they have everything else? You can see Joker's going ahead and popping those minis right now, just trying to get to barely over 100. Gonna pop some more heals to heal up to 150. As zone moves one more time, we get a nice wide angle of the storm. You can see Dragon, AWAC, they're moving to the top again. They're taking storm damage, but they want the top of that rock. They want to be the ones that control the entire push, the entire flow that happens in this end game. And you saw everyone started aiming at them. They know the threat is looming on height right now. And with all these players so close to each other, Alt, we're going to start off 2026 ASL with that mad dash again.
Oh, it's going to be great. You have two options. Try and get to the high ground that's already taken solidly, or try and tuck in underneath the rock at this stage. And there's going to be a couple of teams trying to seek shelter from the storm, whether it pins them against the rock or they just meet their fates at the hand of good gunplay. It's certainly going to be a chaos for the last little bit. Uzumaki under high pressure coming out now from the CBK squad, and it looks like QM is going to be the one to make the aggressive push. Actually just kind of baits the action, takes control of the zone, builds up, and manages to cut off any sort of editing routes out there against the high ground, looking for the rotation out there, gets the spring into the air, falls quickly towards a little rock. I think they might be a solo right now. It's so tense without having the HUD to know how many teams are left into this.
And that's the important thing as well right now. Gets knocked mid-air after that jump pad, but still able to roll forward to the teammates quickly for what it is, as everyone else fighting right now. You can see CBK, they're waiting, but unfortunately QM gets taken out over there. That means they're just a duo right now. And look who's on the height right now. This is a dragon sitting upon the throne of gold. That is all of these bulls, and they control everything that happens right now. You can see the cones getting put down by Mika to go ahead and prevent anyone from not only shooting at them, but rotating up easily. And they have those Deadeyes to just beam out the sky, Deadeye in hand, as that elimination comes through.
They're literally playing on a different level. They've created a platform above the entire battlefield and kind of forced everyone to run around at a disadvantage constantly. And we said that these players from Edgemead were going to be the bar. And now it's time to make a name for yourself, ladies and gentlemen. We are into, it looks like, the final 3 teams. As this cone rotates once more, still Dragon, AWAC, Micah up in the air, able to threaten builds from above. This is going to be so materials intensive for those players caught down below.
I mean, the wherewithal to have all of those materials for endgame just for these cones, just to keep this height advantage, is everything in Fortnite. As Dragon drops down for the ammo, for the reset on the pressure for the rest of these players. And they're just controlling everything. This is how you play competitive Fortnite. The beams coming through, trying to not only waste those mats, but get any poke damage through it. As the zone keeps on shifting, keeps on shrinking, keeps on putting pressures on these players. And it's just cool, calm, and collected at the top.
It's just a valley right now between two cliffs that they absolutely 100% control. And I don't know if any of the players below have even looked up. They seem to be a little bit more concerned with the other team closing the distance. Now that build battles come out, those double-handed akimbo shotguns that you talked about earlier have their moments to shine. And some pressure being pressured now, being placed by Ezra Eva, I believe. And they drop down. Oh, this is the forced engagement we've been looking for. CBK on the defensive, but they've got the zone pressure.
Oh, gets taken down over there by ACGL and immediately thirsted for the refresh on that. Now in zone. Oh, but the zone, you have to take a zip line to get to safety. Tried to get in a little edge over there, as we see one of the players trying to. Els is the one on the low ground right now, and there's the hyenas looking for their kill, looking for the scraps of the final elimination to get the first win of ASL.
The proven metal stands the strongest. Dragon and the rest of the Edgemead High School first team have set themselves as the bar to beat on a Wednesday afternoon. What an impressive performance. And like we said, those couple of end zones, it's not just one team that cleans us off nice and easily at the beginning. We had our, 8 teams towards the end?
As per usual, our 8 teams in the final zones. Yeah, this is what ASL is. This always happens. It's non-stop action right here with the future of esports, ladies and gentlemen. And that was incredible to watch. Not only these new names that are in ASL right now, but those names that we've seen before going ahead and doing the same strategies, proving that the high ground is still so advantageous in these battles.
When you have an idea, when your team knows what is the biggest move we could pull out right now to take advantage in this situation, we see Edgemead that they do it time after time. That platforming endgame is a rehearsed skill by this stage, year after year, with their coaches, telling them how to win. Good drop sites that they go and get the good advantageous fights early on, just kind of compounds that lead. And they had all the meds, all the ammo, all the mats that they ever needed to create an unassailable battleground. That is the sort of story that puts a team above. And I already have my favorites towards the ASL land. I'm just saying that much. After today, I'm impressed with what school esports has become.
We can't have favorites, all. That's not in the script. We cannot have it. We can't say it out loud, but we are going to take an intermission really quickly, ladies and gentlemen. ASL, it's back, baby. That's all we can say about it. If that wasn't enough to let you know that you should be tuning in every single week, I don't know what is. We're going to take a short intermission. We'll be right back.
ready to do it, I can't be afraid now. Put me on the stage now, I'm ready to rage now. I feel like an animal stuck in a cage and I'm ready to break out. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. This time, like the last time, you better get ready to race to the top. I'm ready to do this, show you what the truth is. I step on the field, it's time to get real, I'm feeling so ruthless. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down, hand over my crown, hand over my heart. I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Yeah. So what are you afraid of? Those feelings are made of. Get in the game, your moment of fame, show them what you made of. It's time that we stand up, it's time that we man up. For anyone asking who is the best, we putting our hands up. My time, nothing can keep me from reaching the top. This time, like the last time, I'm moving so fast, I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to throw down, it's time for the showdown. I'm ready to rise, don't be surprised, I'll take on the world now. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down, hand over my crown, hand over my heart. I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop.
ASL, a place where legends have already made their name and stories are yet to be told. We start again. We've had one lobby here on stream. We're halfway through the week of Fortnite. And this is week number 1 of a long 2-term journey towards a LAN at the end. Some legends already being made at AR in lobby number 1. We see their Edgemead going to the top and other names coming through. I mean, we see St. John's, Marist College and Edgemead coming out there. PRG, the Brackenfell Knights. These are names we know year after year.
Absolutely, and the fact that they keep on pushing to the point where they stay on top is absolutely insane. The skill level that it takes to be so consistent, and we saw that in game number 1 here on Wednesday. ASL, like Alt said, week number 1 of a long journey leading up to that LAN in July. And Alt, how excited I am for that LAN. I cannot wait, brother. I cannot wait to go ahead and see these players take it all live in front of my very eyes. I can't wait to see you over there at the LAN. I can't wait to get back into that big match feel that is ASL and AGC. It's going to be one for the ages. But Alt, we have a second game right now.
Have a second. I have to give a quick shout out to AGC. Guys, it's not just the school people who have a competition there. The pros have a simultaneous tournament next to it. The people meet each other. They play games against each other. They really get to meet their heroes and become heroes themselves. That's what AGC, that's what ASL is all about. But we do have a second lobby. Everyone's in and joining right now. And AR, do we just see Edgemead take over the day? Is there something missing or some aspect of the game that you absolutely love from game number 1?
I just love how they perfectly planned out everything. Yeah. You could see that there were moments where they thought through every single rotation, every single step and flight that they took with that wingsuit to go ahead and get the advantageous spot. It's like they studied the map for at least a good minute or so after landing, after getting their first eliminations, to go ahead and figure out, where's this zone shrinking? Where can we move when this zone shrinks? And guys, we do seem to have the HUD fix, so we will have a lot more information on screen for you this time in game number 2. As our players drop out of that battle bus, Wonky Land is going to be taken over by one team. Actually, looks like they're going past the top to tip-top tier. Yeah, Sandy Strip as well right now, a couple of teams. And then also on the southeast side, just above the canyon, a couple of teams heading there as well. But Alt, everyone once again seeming to go for their own little drop spots, try to get their loot early on and play for those placement points that we talked about earlier.
Oh man, AR, I'm excited to see how this evolves over the different weeks, because you come into week number 1, you think you've got a nice drop spot, and then someone who's a lot better than you starts contesting. We have a bit of a fight coming out here. Pookie Bot has got the advantage, but has to chase now upstairs. Tries to take a long way out, doesn't know where the rest of the team is, and maybe doesn't want to take this fight on their own. It's really nice chip damage, but neither player with enough loot that it's worth fighting it out, I think.
Yeah, just gonna head on back to the teammates over there. Just play as a trio because that numbers advantage that we talked about in game number 1, we witnessed in game number 1. So important in a game like this in Fortnite itself, as I believe this is the other team that landed, Ninja Gamer and Titan Tamer, over on the other side of the building, and we might get a little bit of an engagement between them. Now again, it is a 3v2 situation, so already off the bat there's a little disadvantage for the duo.
Oh, duo into trio. That's not great. And caught out in the streets right now. See some shots coming out there. Titan Tamer at the back. These guys at least want to survive. They do not want to be the first squad eliminated, and not willing to give up the ground is the interesting thing to me. AR, they back themselves, and I think they spot him out in the corner there. Has to try, doesn't even turn and find. Just hammers these shotgun shots into the back. Cold blue dude. Saw him go decently into the last lobby. This is going to be the end of the journey for now, unless the team can get that reboot card online. And a great execution.
If you at home watching had invisibility kill on your bingo card, go ahead and mark it off, because that's what we just witnessed. And I think, honestly, out of all the seasons that you and I have commentated of Fortnite, I think that might be either the first or the second time that we've seen invisibility used like that on the aggressive.
That might be one of the most broken abilities that we've seen on stream in a very long time. I mean, you can see it. You have no idea where the shots are coming from. You're at such a disadvantage, and an opening salvo, 1 or 2 shells into your back, your head, your chest, your face. It's going to be the end of the fight pretty quickly after that. And an unfortunate fall there. 2 teammates still lingering around, taking the top of the hotel, and Life actually going to take the jetpack into the skies, maybe using it more for scouting than anything, but receiving a lot of damage as they go through. Serpentines their way down to where PookieBot is waiting. Ninja Gamer actually decides to take chase.
And honestly, I think I may have done a little bit of a caster curse over here. I said the duo had a disadvantage, but they managed to go ahead and turn it down so quickly into a 2v2. And now they're on the chase. Now they're looking for those final alums. 90 from the shotgun. I believe that's the Sovereign shotgun, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, Titan Tamer does get taken down, though, with the shotgun as well. And, in fact, full killed over there. So that's going to put Ninja Gamer in a massive disadvantage here. In a point where you either have to choose now if you are confident enough to take this fight, or you want to reset. And he says, nah, I'ma drop in. And dropping in, hitting that shot as well. Life is going to catch him on the reload with that edit really quickly. Manages to just walk out of the build, however. Shot in the back now. Roof goes up. 35 HP, but gets taken down eventually. The fact that the duo did that much to almost win that fight against the trio is insane. But nonetheless, the trio walks out victorious.
It's the numbers advantage. There's too many angles to cover, and was obviously looking for those builds. Got some nice return shots. But systematically taking out a team is what the best do. We have our first squad on the ground. 14 left. Only one other real casualty around it is everyone has finished their looting routes and heads towards the inside of the first storm.
Everyone rotating now. We have the Esteem squad. It's like cat in a hat with Thing 1 and Thing 2, but it's Esteem 1, 2, and 3, as Esteem 3 are going to get hit quite heavily off of that wingsuit. 73 HP, bowling a cone to maybe distract. Not sure exactly what happened over there, but going to continue running towards zone. In fact, everyone on the north side now rotating towards that zone. A couple of teams safe in the zone right now. Still a massive zone around Lethal Labs and accompanying POIs. But there's going to be so much engagements over there. And yeah, we can sort of see it about to happen over by Wonky Land on the other side of that tiny little hill. And it is going to be a Tyler and rest of squad that is going to be moving in over there. But I want to see an engagement happen on the edge of zone over there. That's when it's the most exciting battles that we see.
Well, Hot Dog Popcorn and his duo, I think this, why does it show 3 of them on the map? Anyway, these guys are in between 2 different teams. They've got CBK, the guys in orange on their left, who's kind of like spread out over the edge, taking these individual positions. You can see all the way, Shark still back in Wonky Land on the edge of zone. And so Mighty Micah and QM going to be there to intercept. And we'll have to see if our duo on the low ground sees that coming. The team in yellow is peeled off and won't be a part of this, but might come running if there's a third party that gives itself the opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Especially if that KP is on the line, the elimination points that you need to go ahead and get your scores up as high as you possibly can. And of course, with 14 teams still left, and we've only lost one here so far, these players are going to be wanting to get that KP early on over here. You can sort of see it right there as this team gets taken down by AWAC, nonetheless. That is going to be some more KP for them as Team 3 completely taken out. It's Team 2, sorry, I should say. I can't count that high, Alt. You know this. It gets taken out over there by AWAC and rest of Edgemead.
Insert number here at the end of his team, right? This one
Math
of
was
the
never my
clones has fallen. And the rest of the team does survive, at least, as the rest of the team now look for those early rotations. This is something Edgemead did over the last couple of zones in lobby number 1. They were always the first team to move and get the next zone position. So I'm interested to see if anyone tries to pick up the pace, because if you're running away from the zone at this stage, you are getting caught between a rock, a hard place, and a shotgun, it seems.
Oh, that's a little disrespectful. Just standing in your opponent's face with a Kimbo shotguns aimed at them, going blap blap. That's mad disrespectful. But trying to go for the deboot over there, unfortunately fails. So, and we're in a little cave with a little gnome. Alt is what we spectate over here, and this is where players try to play out for that placement. CBK though gonna spot them out over here. Shock though. Getting hit quite hard, down to 76, but again, numbers advantage over here for CBK as they just push through. They knock, open up the door, we're coming in, and they get the first elimination. They get the second one just as easy, and that's a couple KP for them right from the board.
Man, it's a different season, but it's the same trap. These underground places, we've seen it with bunkers in the past. If you're the team down there, the team on the outside has all the tempo in the world. They can push you hard when they get the advantage. They can slow play it. For you to get out of that position is almost impossible. And CBK, too disciplined of a team to rush headlong in there, plays it patiently, executes, and gets themselves, like you say, the points really starting to add up. I mean, when we looked at that, the standings earlier, there were like 4 or 5 teams who are miles ahead on points, and then the rest of the lobby comes in. So it's really a time to get the season off to a good start, and at least placing high and buffing it with a few kills is the way to go.
Yeah, what was the Edgemead with 9 kills on the board after that first game?
Yeah.
I mean, they've secured that lead. I believe 83 points was the number, and with a couple kills early on over here as well, they're looking to further that lead for this week. As we move over to Pravan King Jr. and Monkey King. And 12 teams left as they farm up a little bit more mats over here, playing towards the edge of zone, looking for any rotates to come in. And of course, with that Deadeye assault rifle, it's going to be easy to go ahead and deal a ton of damage to anyone that is rotating. And especially if you and your team are coordinated and have the chemistry to count down those shots and shoot at the same players.
Yeah. I think that there's a temperament, there's a maturity that comes with the ability to having now taken the best high ground in the game, be patient there. Someone will run out, someone will be there, and don't just shoot at the thing that moves. Get your team on the same page. That's how you can execute teams. And really nice push coming out at the end here. Some big builds coming out there. Silence Flame looking for the rest of this, actually trying to take towards the sky and rejoin, it seems.
Was that a 195 from Flan's shotgun, by the way? Well, did that say 195 in a blue variant? That's crazy. That is absolutely insane. That's too much damage. All considering that the player made it out with 5 HP. That's insane right there. As we move back over to Monkey King and squad, as they now find themselves surrounded by a couple of teams over here in their builds, and one of those teams is going to be Edgemead themselves over here. Is Edgemead a duo currently? It does seem to be so. Micah getting taken out over there, I believe, and yeah, it's just going to be a duo right now for Edgemead. But even so, that duo incredibly strong. We've seen it multiple times in the past as we move over to the action over on CBK side.
From the East Coast to the West Coast, here, CBK. They are the ones closer to the inside of the zone, and they're going to try and use that to their advantage. A big open road area here that they need to be careful about trying to cross, as they know their opponents up by the Battle World sign. Battle World. It's a great thing to take cover behind. This kind of sets the tempo, but CBK need to be careful. The zone's still close behind them. It's actually CBK versus CBK, both orange and yellow. And they're kind of fighting it out. I don't know if they know that they are their fellow teammates. I think it's all hidden in game.
This is what you talked about also earlier. Playing time, playing passively, playing around what you have already, not what you're trying to get on in a fight. As this team 3 taken down by Gabe, and that's going to be confirmed KP as well. We just have the #1 Esteem left. And I mean, a decent loadout as well. We've got that Sovereign Shotgun. We've got 5 uses on the wingsuit glide, and unfortunately only 50 shots on that MK7 in that purple variant. They'll need to find some ammo fairly soon, but that MK7 can output so much damage. There's an entire team above you though, so you're gonna want to go ahead and play that passively.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and play it to at least that top 5 situation, because there's still somehow 12 teams left in Storm #5 right now.
We promise you guys thrilling finales, and I mean, we're setting up here for the best. I like what you say. When you're a solo player right now, your only job is to survive until other people die. Mr. Sertos seeking the dream right now of just getting out alive, and dives towards the ground, is going to get taken out at the end by shrapnel, and hides alone behind a tree as the helicopter of Doom Frostified actually going to get taken down as well. Gabe going to get credited with the kill and finished off from on high ground. They're not even going to get off their throne.
That was a very risky use of the wingsuit out in the open, and unfortunately it did not pay off for them. And as the Steam has managed to take that distraction and make it all the way towards zone right now, underneath that bridge, AWAC, though, wingsuiting, might go ahead and spot a Steam over on his left over here. I mean, those backflips, so satisfying to watch. Doesn't spot a Steam at all, as you see a Steam popping that shields up. And oh my goodness, it's just going to be don't move. Their vision is based on movement. One more time here at ASL. But AWAC landing on a team, taking the bridge, 47 HP, as the builds go crazy now, trying to hide in the bush and pop these minis. Manages to get one off right now as Dragon making his way in as well. Pops down that miss to go ahead and heal as well. AWAC popping a med kit out of nowhere, so confident to get that full heal off, and actually does so. And that team has backed off. It's a disaster on their KP. They could have gotten 3 points just off of that.
I mean, Dragon's still there, fighting it out 1v3 to hold the line. No wonder you got confidence of your AWAC, and Dragon deciding finally, my teammates back into this. It's time to regroup, maybe bait them in a little bit more, and that seems to be exactly what's happening. Dragon turning to fight right now, 2v3. Edgemead could get taken out right now or set themselves up with a legend that just seems to keep growing. Not to predetermine anything right now, but I still back that as an even fight, but they saw them the whole way down, AR. There was that side coming out there. So this is something that Edgemead has taken by choice, but there's a lot of other teams, and they're in the next zone. Everyone's going to be converging from every distance. You got to end this, and you got to end this quick. CBK seems to want to take the fight in right now as well.
And now the important thing is that CBK has height advantage. Even if AWAC and Dragon want to go ahead and rotate out of this, they have to rotate in through CBK's sights. That's going to be so dangerous for this duo right now. But the zone going to be favoring them for a little bit longer. Zone number 6 with 50 seconds before it starts shrinking in. 27 players, 11 teams is where we are, as everyone building their little holiday house on this little shoreline. Cold Blue Dude going on a little wingsuit trip all the way to that rock, trying to play the far east side of map right now. Hopefully no one spots that out, is the current wish, but gets spotted out by Gabe almost instantly from that trail on the wingsuit, taking us down to 25 players as the confirm comes through.
This is such a dangerous position, Tenuous. I love the patience from these guys. You don't want to open up crossfires. You want to keep yourself safe and maybe get cheeky shots where you can, but that's certainly never the priority. The first people to start shooting, that number always ticks down on the beginning of the rotation. Zone having settled, decides to go back the other way. Everyone to the road, to the middle of nowhere. Suddenly the tables turn on these guys who are taking deep cover.
I just want to point out, The zone shrunk back towards Dragon and AOAC as we see a beautiful beam from Joker's Grin with that Deadeye, and this is why everyone needs to be having this gun in the inventory. Yes, the MK7 fires way faster, but the accuracy of the Deadeye is so insane that you just need to have it. The gun don't move! Look at that!
There's no recoil.
It don't move! There's no physics on this gun! It's insane! And unfortunately, that is going to be attempted over there in the back. Does not go through as Joker is going to get the confirm on that kill as we're down to our 10 teams now. Finally, the numbers drop off.
It needs physics when you have engineering, right? So that's the whole point of it. And so fine-tuned machine, as all of these teams are going to now need to be. We still have mainly trios up right now, being able to take this out. A couple of duos still in the fight. AWAC and Dragon, the ones there, somehow inches away, a single box away from Shrapnel and Plug. They decide to dig ever deeper. They don't have the advantage of the high ground this time unless they have a long way to climb. Instead, we see CBK and Ezra's team starting to fight it out there. That's some full damage, though. Gives away one.
Still and CBK gets that. That's insane. CBK gets that KP over that. It's what they needed, Alt. And the confirm comes through as well. The thirst goes in, and now there's just a single player left on this team. Ezra is the last one alive. In a disastrous moment of missing the ramp, it gets put down to a solo on the team with 18 players left. And the zone moving all the way north now. And it's going to be ticking 10 damage a second. And you can see opting to go for a heal right here. But there's so many players left alive. You're not going to get a heal off in this situation. Shark going to go and get a beautiful beam as Mika goes ahead and gets that confirmed for CBK. Down to 9 teams is where we're at. Alt Ezra finally goes down that storm, which makes it 8 for us.
Yep, managed to survive out one team. It wasn't going to be healed off, but it was by myself. I got no other options. Knowing the bullets are raining from every which angle, and CBK Shark manages to cover one size. Rest of his team here, Mighty Micah and QM. Each of them have an angle, each of them putting pressure. The resources of the players on the ground diminishing by the second. It's just shooting fish in a barrel right now. Down to 7 teams. Only 14 players. Dragon and AWAC still managed to kind of lead the charge, skirting the edge of zone. They're just by another team. They actually managed to get some damage going out there. King Jr. keeps lighting up the scoreboard. But it's Dragon and AWAC out successfully without taking too much damage as one. Still got some heal packs if they need to take this into the latest of late games.
Edgemead is a duo with 7 kills right now. And they just got 3 separate kills in those engagements, in this top 3 zone. All 6 players is left. As we can see, the sharing of resources now. Middle, open door right next to you. Howdy, neighbor. How you doing? Dragon taking out AWAC at the end there. CBK managed to go ahead and with that high ground advantage, get themselves the 2nd game victory of ASL Wednesday.
We were saying 6 kills is good for Edgemead. What about 14 here from CBK out there? We have a contest for the top of our table. Again, same strategy. The team who takes that high ground has got the ability to pad all the stats that they want. They're going to have all the resources, and it's just going to be an execution towards the end of it. What a great ending for CBK, and what a week to start us off here on broadcast they are.
14 and a win on Wednesday ASL. The first stream of Fortnite too. And it's pure cinema. That's all I can say. It's pure cinema. We are witnessing cinema in ASL, and that cinema leads to even bigger cinema because this is all leading to AGC, the LAN happening in July. I mean, Alt, what a blast last year's AGC was. It was absolutely fantastic. From seeing the trios all the way down to the solo battles as well. It was absolutely insane.
You get the bragging rights. It feels like an event where when you win it, you actually get to stand up proud and be like God Gamer aura. So I love that people were arriving to it. You get to meet your opponents face to face. You know, the friends that you made along the way. ASL as a journey is an amazing story to follow throughout the year. So I'm so glad that you guys were able to join us on Twitch and YouTube for this broadcast. The first one of the year. some old names again and again. They've already made their story. They're now looking to put that pinnacle on it at ASL at AGC towards the end line. But hey, we're gonna do this again tomorrow. We do it Tuesdays, we do it Wednesdays, we do it Thursdays.
Every single week as well. This is your entertainment for the week on Twitch, on YouTube. You guys, just watch ASL. It's the best action that you can watch. It's the future of esports. What's that thing that we say? That's it. The mega stars in the making. Oh, we get to witness it every single time. How it's not a lie. That statement is not a lie whatsoever. And as we go on with the further weeks of ASL, both Term 1 and Term 2, you will see that for yourselves. But Alt, a little birdie has told me that we have the leaderboard ready. And this is going to be an interesting one to look at considering what we just witnessed. And oh my
No way, it's tied. It's a tie.
No way. There's no way.
147 points between Edgemead and the Brackenfell Knights. We said that this. I started at the beginning by assigning this as the high school league. No, Brackenfell Knights, the primary school team. We have players. We have the youth, the prodigies here gracing us on Wednesday. 147 points apiece. Equal kills, both taking home a victory crown.
And look at the gap between the tied first and third place. That is insane. They managed to claw their way back to that 17 kills and a win. Edgemead was putting on their show, but the Knights came in and said, nah, we want some of that spotlight too here on the first broadcast of ASL. And they give us a tie in the leaderboard. I think this is the first time we've seen a tie on the leaderboard here at ASL.
Definitely. Even look, the rest of the podium, that third position, separated by a single point. The single separated even with less kills, showing what that position placement does. Only 4 kills and you're still sitting in third. You just need to survive when you need to. What a story that we got at the beginning, and what a fight. We have our Wednesday action that I'm going to personally be looking forward to every week.
I mean, the fact that we go top 4 being Knights, Edgemead, Knights, Edgemead. That's crazy. That shows you the skill level, the talent, the game sense of these players, no matter how young that they are, as they take their stepping stones over towards professional esports, because that's what this all leads up to. For many of these players, it'll be their first LAN over in AGC 2026. For many of these players, it was their first LAN last year at AGC. But this is how they get into professional esports, and I'm all for it. I cannot wait to see where this grassroots go of ASL.
Yeah, a couple of these guys have already been to a LAN. Now we're getting to see what that live competitive experience does for a team. Helps them handle that pressure. It helps them pull off the miraculous plays and just keep a clear head at all stage. So many people, so many schools have invested in this. Shout out to our sponsors, obviously, ACER for Education, the guys who have been along with us the entire journey. Always lovely people to have with us on this. That brings us to the end of today, though. Tomorrow, from 4 o'clock, we are going to be bringing you the Thursday action. That's right, 3 days a week. We host 2 lobbies a day. We bring you every one of those matches here on ACGL. But otherwise, from AR and myself, it has been a pleasure bringing you our first broadcast of Fortnite. We'll see you again tomorrow.